when you're looking at, judges and what they're looking at, there's, differences in rounds. And so that first round, close round, but I had it going to Shevchenko. Mm-hmm. Second round, little bit disparaging because you had the knockdown, even though I think it was more off balance, but it hurt her. There was times when you saw Shevchenko get hurt in that fight, and the second round was one of them. But a little bit better than the first round, but you can't give it a 10-8, And I think by the end of that fight, Mike Bell is the judge that gave the 10-8. He was looking, saying that, she was close to putting her away with that. And that's why he gives her the 10-8. I don't agree with it. I don't think it was a 10-8, but I thought it was clear that it was Alexo Grasso that wins that round, even though Shevchenko, I don't care how much time you're winning the round. It's how much are you winning it by. And you could lose a round that you win 4.5 minutes of. In 30 seconds, you could end up losing that round based upon damage taken, shots taken, zero offense, and you're getting blitzed. I thought that Shevchenko lost that round, and I would have given it to Alexo Grasso, and I would have had Grasso winning the fight.
So you had it 1 for Valentina, 2 for Grasso.
No, 1-3 for Valentina and 2-4 for Grasso.
Okay. Did I get to 3? I said 2 was Grasso, right? And okay, anyways.
You said you had 1-4 for Valentina.
Yeah. No, I said 1. I said you had round 1 as in for her.
Oh,
not
sorry.
for anyways.
I apologize.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I think everything you said was pretty on point, man. Good job, John. Way to cover it.
Well, thank you.
Good.
Are we
let's
done?
move on. Next fight. No,
Okay.
It was. I thought Valentina seemed like she was the faster fighter, the more assertive fighter, the one that was pushing on the pace a little bit, trying to get in her grill. What I was very impressed by was Alexo Grasso's almost like stoic face, where she just didn't seem fazed by anything that was going on.
Come on, dude. You got to admit,
yeah,
some of those shots were hard, and she just walked through them.
There was a moment there where I think in the end of the first, she had got like taken down, and she had like the double chest wrap kind of, but she was in her guard, and you could tell that she was just holding a position to try to figure out what she needed to get done or what kind of Valentina was going to give her. But the camera hit right on her face, and there was no expression, not like, or I'm trying to hold no tension, nothing. I don't know. I have never met Alexo Grasso, but she seems like someone who is just not there to fuck around.
She's a savage.
Yeah.
There's no doubt she's got that thing about her that she has that inner fire that I'm just going to be here till I fuck you up.
Yeah, it's a really weird, I don't know. I guess sometimes I've seen it from guys. Some guys have that little bit of a, they're just, that's the way they are.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it from a female fighter that has been that way. It just seems like there's nothing really that bothers them. They just kind of come out and just do their thing. I don't know. She has something going on that's just driving her and pushing her. And where I saw the difference last night was, even though Valentina was looking like she was landing some good shots, they never looked like they landed as hard as Alexo Grasso's. Yeah. Alexo Grasso also, she would take the shot and still move her head and keep boxing. And so after she got hit, it was almost like Valentina expected her to kind of wilt and step away, where Alexo, she got hit and then she just threw her combination anyways, like a boxer would. I got hit a little bit. It's okay. I'm going to keep throwing my combination, and that combination landed, and that was the last thing the judges saw. And Valentina didn't absorb, like you said, she didn't absorb the shots as well as Alexo Grasso did. Every time she got hit, it pushed her back. It made her take a step back. It made her circle left or right. I mean, that's a very smart fight IQ on Valentina Shevchenko's part. But if that's the last thing I see from a judge, in the exchange between the two of you, you hit a good jab, sure, that snapped her head back, but then she hit you with a 2-piece. I'm going to go with the person that hit you with the 2-piece, especially the one that made you go backwards. And so she then became the one dictating the pace of the fight, which every time I'm watching the fight, I'm like, no, Valentina's dictating the pace of the fight. She's stepping forward. She's sticking the jab in the face. But Alexo Grasso was making her move and hitting her with some good hard shots. It was a weird and hard fight for me to judge, because Alexa didn't do as much. She didn't seem as active, but when she did land, it seemed like it landed effectively, and it made Valentina take a step back. I thought the two of them fought their asses off. There was a lot at stake. You could tell that Valentina, she believed that she was the better fighter. I learned last night that she's a little bit of a sore loser. That's what I learned. And I've always.
Why do you say that?
Well, because what she said, she's like, well, I felt like I won the fight, and they gave it to her because it's Mexican Independence Day. And I was like, wow. No, you lost. You lost the fight. It was actually really just a draw. It was a good fight. It was a close fight back and forth. And whether you agree whether it was a draw or not, it was a good fight. And I could see how they ended up with that.
Close fight.
It was a close fight.
Yeah.
And what I mean by a good fight, like those are normally, they're hard to judge. Both of them could have done more. Both of them had a good fight. Both of them could have taken a couple more chances, but then it would have cost them an opportunity to win in the title or keep in the title. So I can't knock it. I was in the same situation with Gilbert in the third fight. Either one of us really took a whole lot of chances. It was a lot more strategic fight than the first two. And so I understand. I know this is their second fight, but Valentina being the champ for so long, she just wanted to get her title back and move on. Well, it worked against her because she could have done a little bit more. I felt like she could have pushed a little bit harder. She could have done a little bit more. And Alexo Grasso was like, look, I'm the champion. I'm here to just do what I did in the first fight and just wait for you to make a mistake, which honestly, Valentina's whole career, very few mistakes in her career. Very few. But Alexo Grasso was very quick to jump on those mistakes every time she made one in both of their fights. One of them led to the submission, and the second one almost led to another submission. I mean, that last round, she had her turtling from her back, trying to figure out which way to go to stop the ground and pound when she got to mount. It was pretty nasty. So I could see maybe the 10-8 because they're trying to be a little bit more liberal with the 10-8s. They're trying to give them out a little bit more. And I don't know. It's a hard fight to judge. It was a good fight. It was a hard fight to judge. In all fairness, I had to go back and rewatch it because the next fight, the fight before it, had put me to sleep. So I was, and so I had to I woke up in round 4 of the Alexo Grasso fight and Valentina Shevchenko fight. John, I don't know how it's horrible, man. Living here in Texas, man. It's horrible. It's fucking like 12 something there. It's almost 12 and the main event's starting. I was like, man, I've been up since 5. I'm like, this is shit. This is horrible.
The part that's bad is this is where you really appreciate when a fight card is good and all the fights are action packed and exciting because it keeps you going. You can watch it. And as soon as one is like a little bit of a snoozer, you go, okay, this is tough because you start nodding, man. It's like I got to keep myself up, so I got to start, smacking myself. But yeah, it's a little bit it's a little harsh. I don't want to say on the East Coast. Think of places around the world like Ireland and England. The people are watching, and think of what time it is there. So I think it's tough on the East Coast. It's even worse in other places. But.
So what I've seen though is I've seen a couple things from some media that they're really boasting about this fight, and they're giving they're giving the ladies their credit, which I agree. Give them all the credit in the world. I think this is a fantastic fight. It was good back and forth. Where I look at females MMA is it's kind of just past that Frank Shamrock era of MMA. They've got the cardio down now. They're learning to get the output down. They're putting together a little bit of the wrestling. Some of them have better wrestling than others. Majority of the time, it's striking because they don't have that next level wrestling. Some of them are getting pretty damn good with the submission games. They're control from the top. You only have a select few that are that way though. You got like Mackenzie Dern. I can't remember her name. She seems like she has one eye that kind of like floats around. Verna
Gendarova.
Yeah, I think her name's Verna.
Yeah, Verna
something. Yeah. Anyways, but there's some really good jiu-jitsu practitioners in the game in the female side, but they haven't fully evolved their full game. Because I wouldn't say they started later. They just didn't get to the prime time, and there was a lot of them there to make each other better. I don't want to put too much emphasis just yet and start making them something that they potentially. I gotta be careful how I put this, John. You know this. They are spectacular. All of them are. And I
Just
love the growth.
walk away.
I know. But I love the growth in which I'm seeing from them. But they still have some work to do in terms of making themselves a full all the way around game.
100% agree.